As many clubs played the first of 10 remaining regular season games, we bring you all the action from those involved this weekend. This week, Pablo Mastroeni became the 4th MLS coach to leave their club in 2017. We'll find out how the Colorado Rapids fared under his replacement, Steve Cook, at home against DC United. First, though, to the Windy City, where third met first in the Eastern Conference. The Chicago Fire had suffered 2 road defeats in the space of a week that made up part of an alarming slump in form. But Veljko Paunovic's side was back at their stronghold, Toyota Park, where they'd yet to lose an MLS game in 2017. The visitors were Greg Vanney's Toronto FC, who hadn't lost in any of their last 6.
Once again, the goals are flowing for the Eastern Conference leaders.
The battle for the Supporter Shield intensified in Illinois. Commentary comes from Dave Farrar.
Here's Giovinco. Looking for support here from Morrow. Oh, pulls it back. Lampson spills it. Marquis Delgado gives Toronto the lead. Such a soft goal. Lampson couldn't hold. Delgado was in the right place. Morrow influential. Toronto in front. DeLu, and now McCarthy. He's trying to find a way back into this. Here's Drew Connor. Floated by Connor. DeLu's header just wide. Good delivery, angle awkward. Well, here's Dax McCarthy. Typical charging run here from McCarthy. Will it be an effective one? He looks to pick out Bastian Schweinsteiger. Oh, turned in by Akam. The Fire right back into it. Now, did David Akam mean it? We'll have a look at the replay. It's a wonderful hit by Schweinsteiger. This angle will tell us, well, he reacted. Looking long here for Giovinco. Christian Dean across to cover. Oh, he sold his goalkeeper short. It's Giovinco against Lampson, and Lampson makes the save. What a chance for Sebastian Giovinco. Redemption to a degree for Lampson. There's Michael Bradley. If anyone's going to lead them back into this, it'll be him. Little touch from Delgado, and then Altidore. Now Hasler. Only half away. It's good pressure this from Toronto. Now Victor Vasquez. Oh, and Hasler's got free! Such a soft goal to concede. They allowed Nicolas Hasler to run in and score his first MLS goal, and what a time to get it. Schweinsteiger now. They need some inspiration and they need it fast. Cross in from Dudi, Nikolic with the header. Turned away by Alex Bono. Running out of chances now, the Chicago Fire. Giovinco fouled. Giovinco's going to keep running here, and he's got Ricketts with him. This could seal it. It's Tosaint Ricketts, who's unselfish, and Giovinco seals a massive win for the team that right now is the very best in MLS. Toronto weathered the storm, fired brilliantly on the break, and they've won it by 3-1.
I thought tonight was maybe one of our first, maybe one of 3 games so far this year that had kind of a playoff feel to it. That's to me what it was like, and you know, the game wasn't always perfect for us, but our guys kept working through scenarios and working through situations and stuck with it. In the end, you know, we're able to turn it in our favor.
Ignacio Piatti's long-term future with the Montreal Impact may currently be uncertain, but against Real Salt Lake, the influential Argentine continued his recent impressive run of form. There were barely 11 minutes on the clock before he made his mark in trademark fashion. The 4th game in a row he scored in, and the Impact had won the past 3. but RSL had won each of their last 3 road trips before this one, and they showed no signs of rolling over in Canada. Luis Silva delivered the spectacular for the 2nd week in a row. Goalkeeper Evan Bush never saw it. 1 apiece at Stade Saputo. Even before a half hour had been played, the game swung once more. Piatti was on hand again, waiting for his moment with a cool head, quick feet, and an unerring eye for goal. It was Piatti's 14th in MLS in 2017 in what's been an injury-interrupted season. And the Piatti-Silva show almost had a 4th installment shortly before halftime, when a flowing Real Salt Lake move found Silva, only for Evan Bush in the Montreal goal to make a brilliant save. RSL couldn't believe it. The game was decided a little over a minute into the second half as Luis Balan Goyet was allowed to glide forward and feed Anthony Jackson Hamel, who was clinical in his finish. And the more you see it, the more impressive it looks. As do the Impact, whose late surge for the playoffs continues. It was Steve Cook's first game as the Colorado Rapids interim head coach, and if the team had hoped that a change at the top would bring a change of luck, they were left frustrated again. Visiting DC United had lost 7 of their last 8, but nearly took the lead early on. Luciano Acosta with a creative effort, Tim Howard a sprawling save. And then, in the 27th minute, Rapids fans were left speechless. Jared Watts with what looked like a simple back pass, he and Howard on different wavelengths, and an extraordinary opening own goal. Cook was proud of the way his team responded to that setback, and the fact that United keeper Bill Hamid had to turn in a big performance said a lot about the Rapids. Bismarck Boateng was denied in typically athletic fashion 10 minutes before halftime. As the second half started, the Rapids' intensity increased, and 5 minutes in, Kevin Doyle should have leveled the score. Hamid was helpless this time, but Doyle couldn't keep his header down. From the rebound, Michael Azira again tested the goalkeeper, and again, Hamid was equal to the task. DC United was hanging on, and when Skelshinggashi burst through and fired a shot, he seemed certain to score. But this was turning into a world-class performance from Hamid. In second half stoppage time, there was one final chance for Colorado to be frustrated. Schuberg shot towards goal, Alan Gordon turned it in, but from an offside position. Coach Cook knows he'll have luckier days, while DC United and Ben Olsen could celebrate a rare win. After a promising start to the season, Orlando City have lost their roar. With only 1 win in their last 10 games, they needed to rediscover their early season form to stand a chance of making the playoffs. Their opponents, Columbus Crew SC, have reached a major milestone, 1,000 MLS goals. Orlando City and Crew SC from Florida. Phil Blacker had the call.
Abu, just in Meram, making it wide and working it well here. Get it back again, Meram, and does! Oh, brilliant effort, which maybe deserved better from a player right at the top of his form right now. It's a really dangerous delivery, and there is the opening goal. Abubakar on the end of it. He is rapidly making a name for himself in his rookie season, his first goal in Major League Soccer. And it is a big one for Columbus, who lead in Florida. Here he comes. We thought it was only a matter of time. A home debut and a huge ovation from the home fans for Dom Dwyer. Can he make the difference? Here's Higuita. Slips it through for Giles Barnes, who's in, and Orlando are level. And it had been coming maybe in the last few minutes. Back in the team tonight and on the score sheet for only the second time for Orlando City. Midway point of their second half, and we're all square at 1-1. Kyle Larin. Here's Yotun. And he was caught by Harrison Affle. Both players feeling the effects of that, but it's an Orlando free kick. Well, of course, if the video assistant referee spots something that should have been a red card in his opinion, he can call the referee's attention to it. Now here we go. Yeah, straight red. And they have got to the correct call, I think, in the end. Yotun, Barnes having continued his run, Mensah needed to get something on it, but Dwyer's there! And so too was Stefan to turn it over the top. Dom Dwyer is very much a man in the mood. It keeps on coming back at Columbus. Here's Rivas. Rivas swings it in! Oh, what a chance! Right at the end, Dwyer again. Not quite the fairy tale finish for him on his home debut. Full time here, Orlando City 1, Columbus Crew 1.
I still believe that that this group is good enough, and everybody else out there can think that we're dead, and we're not. We don't believe that we're dead. We think we still have every chance to push forward and reach our objective.
Coming up, we're in New York City as Patrick Vieira's team took on the New England Revolution. NYCFC have been formidable at Yankee Stadium this year.
It's Villa once again. It's New York City with the opening goal.
Next to try their luck in the Bronx, the New England Revolution. But Jay Heaps' team was the only one in the Eastern Conference yet to secure a road win. It's NYCFC versus the Revs. David Prutton and Dave Farrar were your commentators for this one.
Here's Harrison. That's good play from Harrison. Farrell was beaten. Harrison picks out Villa, who flashes it just wide.
They're trying to call for a foul. There is a coming together of boots. He does get his foot all the way around it. I'm surprised it didn't get cut out before it got to New York City FC's number 7.
Here's Kellen Rowe. And Rowe to hit it. Oh, flicked onto the post by Johnson. Wonderful hit, terrific save, and the Revs so close to grabbing the lead. Rowe with the outswinger this time. Farrell whips it back in. Johnson fills it. They have the goal, and it's that man again. Teal Bunbury. 5 in 6. The Revs in front at Yankee Stadium.
Well, it's unbelievable, really, isn't it? We said it might come from a mistake in such a tight game. Sorry, that has got to be dealt with, hasn't it? It's got to be caught by the goalkeeper. And in a player such as Teal Bunbury, he hasn't had the best of games, but he's found himself in the right place at the right time.
Sweat. Oh, it's given away here to David Villa. Deflected, brilliant save. Cropper got across and flicked it around the post.
It wasn't defended anywhere near well enough. Given away by Kamara, which creates a chance. That is a superb save.
Here's Villa. That's better. Now Morales. Now Sweat with the pullback. And now it falls for David Villa. And it is goal number 19 of the season. And a crucial equaliser for David Villa.
There is absolutely no way that this should find the New York City FC centre forward in the centre of the pitch. How that ball gets to him there. No wonder Cody Cropper's furious. That defending is absolutely terrible. Nobody taking any form of responsibility whatsoever.
Now or never time for NYCFC. It's Villa who rolls it back for Sweat. Falls kindly. Jonathan Lewis wins it late for NYCFC. They fell behind. They've come from behind. And it's written in the stars. They have the W.
I feel like we had a game plan and we were executing it well. Everybody fought, everybody put the effort in. Granted, obviously, New York has talented players and they were able to take some good chances. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get the 3 points or get a point.
Seattle's 4-0 win in Minnesota at the start of the month was plenty motivation for the Loons' trip to the Emerald City. 20 minutes in, Ibson hit Ethan Finley in stride, and the former Columbus man put his new team on the board in his first game for Minnesota, Seattle conceding for the first time in 7 hours. And it should have been 2 minutes later when Abu Danladi found his way past Roman Torres, but failed to hit the target. The visitors would quickly rue that missed opportunity. Yet again, it was Minnesota's frailty at set pieces which was their undoing. Michael Boxall slipped, and Chad Marshall rose unmarked to power home the equalizer. It was like deja vu all over again for the Loons. But early in the second half, they could have easily retaken the lead. Abu Danladi quickly onto a poor back pass, but Sounders keeper Stephen Fry put the rookie striker off his stride. And the cost became clear deep in stoppage time as Minnesota desperately defended what looked to be a hard-earned point. Clint Dempsey's shot hit Jermaine Taylor's arm, and the Sounders were awarded a penalty. Protests came to nothing as Taylor was booked for his despairing block. And to add to Minnesota's agony, goalkeeper Bobby Shuttleworth got a hand to Dempsey's kick, but not enough to stop Seattle from setting a new club record. They're now unbeaten in 9 games as their ominous late charge continues. After this unsuccessful trip to Sporting Kansas City, FC Dallas have now picked up 1 point in 12 and seem oddly vulnerable for a team that had been flying so high. They started brightly at Sporting Kansas City, Christian Coleman charging through and having his shot saved by Tim Melia. Sporting KC had beaten FC Dallas in the US Open Cup quarterfinals, and once again they tormented Oscar Pareja's team. The lead came 3 minutes before halftime. Diego Rubio powering home from a corner. And on the stroke of halftime, it could have gotten worse for the visitors. Christian Labato's shot expertly saved by Jesse Gonzalez. For all that Gonzalez urged his defenders to concentrate, still Sporting KC were a threat. From the resulting corner, it was Rubio's header that was cleared off the line by Maynard Figueroa. The second half started as the first half finished. Relentless pressure from the home team. Gonzalez was again at full stretch, this time to push away the shot from Daniel Saloy. Sporting KC's dominance deserved a second goal, and it finally arrived in added time from Gerso, his 7th of the season and first in MLS since the 10th of June, and it was just about worth the wait. As KC remain unbeaten at home, FC Dallas's problems continue to mount. The big question for Timbers fans was how their team would respond to last week's 4-1 loss at Toronto. The answer was maximum effort, but goalless in the first half. Darlington Nagbe came closest with this shot off the crossbar. The Red Bulls, with 9 changes after their exertions in reaching the US Open Cup final, survived. But the game changed in the second half. Red Bulls defender Kamar Lawrence took a tumble as Diego Chara escaped his tackle. With time and space, he crossed expertly onto the right foot of Diego Valeri, and Valeri doesn't miss. Goal number 14 of the season had broken the deadlock at last. But if the Timbers were expecting a goal rush, it didn't happen. The Red Bulls fought back and looked to have gained an advantage late on when Gonzalo Verón went down under a challenge by Laris Mabiala. Red card from referee Alan Chapman. Mabiala had no complaints, having raised his arm, but the offense was clearly outside the penalty area. The Red Bulls sensed an opportunity. Lawrence's cross was flighted perfectly and Sal Zizzo thought he'd scored, but Jeff Hatinella's instinctive fingertip save made the difference. All in a day's work for a goalkeeper, maybe, but the replay highlighted his quality at that vital moment. And the value of that save became even more significant in stoppage time. With the Red Bulls desperately chasing an equalizer, the ball fell to Valeri. Substitute Darren Maddox was perfectly placed to receive the pass, and he confirmed the Timbers' first home win over the Red Bulls, and a much stronger hand in the playoff battle. Houston Dynamo coach Wilmer Cabrera rotated his squad ahead of a busy week and left 3 first-teamers at home for the trip to Vancouver. The Whitecaps are threatening to make a late-season charge. The form of their gifted Peruvian Jordi Reyna seems key to any success, and he proved the match winner here. Firstly, winning a penalty that was stroked home by Fredy Montero 17 minutes in. The Dynamo might have drawn level 10 minutes later, but David Osted made the save on Romel Quioto's free kick. Just after the half hour, Reyna proved his value again. A sloppy giveaway by Houston, and Reyna punished them immaculately with a wonderful goal. Only his second since joining the Whitecaps, but it sure looks like there will be plenty more to come from him. In the second half, Cabrera got more out of his Dynamo, and they gave themselves a chance. 6 minutes in, Quioto able to break through with a quick-footed finish, the assist by Mauro Manotas. And late on, Houston had a chance to come away with a point when Quioto found Manotas, but he wasn't able to put it on frame. The Dynamo's 6-game unbeaten run is over as the Whitecaps look more and more dangerous. After losing 3-0 in Houston last week, Chris Leach and the San Jose Earthquakes were back at home, facing Jim Curtin's Philadelphia Union. The Union have won on the road only once this season, and so it was no great surprise when they fell behind early. Valeri Kajashvili, known as Vako for short, on his first start. 10 minutes before halftime, though, a bit of Philadelphia perseverance. Jack Elliott forcing home an equalizer after the Earthquakes failed to clear a corner. The first MLS goal for the English-born Elliott. And 10 minutes into the second half, Philadelphia went in front. The ball fell to Roland Alberg on the edge of the area, and the Dutchman did the rest for his 5th of the season. Suddenly, San Jose was facing only a second home loss of the season, and the Union had a chance to make the game safe. But Andrew Tarbell's save on CJ Sapong would prove crucial. Because in the 5th minute of stoppage time, Shea Salinas, playing in his 250th MLS game, charged forward and drew a foul from Joshua Yarrow, and the home team had a chance to save themselves. No doubts about the penalty award, and none too about the manner in which it was taken. Chris Wondolowski into double figures for an MLS record 8th consecutive season, and breaking Philadelphia's hearts in the process. That draw for San Jose means that Vancouver moves above them into playoff position, while Sporting KC and Seattle remain level on points at the top, with Houston slipping. FC Dallas are sinking dangerously, sitting now in 5th place in the West. It's as you were at the top and bottom of the Eastern Conference. In fact, the only change is the Montreal Impact moving above Atlanta into playoff contention on the back of their 4-match winning streak. But Atlanta didn't play this past weekend. We leave you with the Earthquakes' Mr. Consistency, Chris Wondolowski, the first player in MLS history to score at least 10 goals in 8 consecutive seasons. I'm Russ Thaler. Until next week.
On his left foot, and it's in! Chris Wondolowski.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.